Hey guys, this is GamerCal. Heads up on this one, this did not go very well at all. There was very little that we could even attempt to salvage out of the stream for this one. For the first time I almost felt like we weren't actually going to be able to get anything out of this, and I know some of these have been like super long and not always the most interesting in games and whatnot, but everything kind of came to a head on it this week. Let's just go over the fact of Crystal Guardians, like as a format. This rotation was incredibly unkind during its first set. There are very few consistency trainer stuff. There's no interaction with the opponent's hand or whatnot with stuff like admin, and overall it just didn't really yield any fun games whatsoever. There is at least one interesting game with Psy, which we will hopefully be showing because once I cut into it enough, I think we can make something work with that. But as I guess a spoiler, nobody else even played a single card out of the set. I think with the exception of Crystal Beach, which is over here, which Matt played in his most degenerate of decks, because of course he did, and maybe a Windstorm. I don't remember if I even saw a Windstorm, to be honest. Probably didn't. Not a single card out of this set even got played outside of my decks. So between there being like nothing new in this one at all, and the games themselves just not really going anywhere for the most part, wasn't really a lot to salvage. So normally I'd be going over all of the cards in the set as a sort of introduction for this stuff, but it kind of feels like, what is the point when nobody even played anything? Oh, I should say, the Ludicolo actually did see as a one-off in Pepper's deck because he played Ludicago, but we just didn't get anywhere in that game, so there's nothing to show there. It wasn't even because of it doing anything, it was the rest of the stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully we do get to see some of these cards as we go along. Some of the EXs obviously never got pulled because that's usually the way this goes. But what I do want to draw attention to just before we try and go into the game here is what deck I actually brought, because even though it was a terrible matchup against Meta Knight, I have actually beaten the deck with this before, so it wasn't completely unwinnable, just obviously rather unfavored. So you may have heard, if you have browsed through the archives, I suppose, or the you know, like previous results and things for 2006, 2007 decks, you may have heard of Flareados, a combination of the Flareon EX over here and Ariados. Flareon EX, when you evolve into it, lets you burn and confuse the opponent's active, and then the Ariados does, for 1 colorless energy, is 10 damage plus 30 for every special condition the opponent has on them. So it's a very efficient 70 for 1 sort of trade. Unfortunately, Draft has prevented that from being playable. None of us really got Ariados, so it's exactly 1 in the pool entirely. But Crystal Guardians has introduced another potential card that we can use instead, known as Swalot. And the Swalot over here is a much more expensive free energy, one of which is coloured, but it has a base damage of 50. The catch is it only does plus 20 for each condition, but that is still 90 damage for free energy as opposed to the 70 for 1. So this can sometimes matter. You can sometimes get some bigger knockouts and things with this. It also has 10 extra HP than the Ariados, which can matter for certain math thresholds as well. 70 is usually harder to, or easier to hit than 80. Nowadays we're sort of seeing 80 is starting to creep in a bit, but you know, that's besides the point. So the goal is to get yourself going with reactive poison over here by, as we say, burn and confuse with the Flareon. The Flareon itself can also do some good damage as well. Flame Screen is 30 for 2 energy and reduce damage next turn to the Flareon by 20. Heat Tackle is 70 for 3, this is that magic number we were talking about before, and it does 10 to itself, so a little bit awkward there, but it's still just relatively efficient. And we have a couple of backups in here as well. Jolteon is pretty solid. When you evolve into the Jolteon, you put a damage counter on each of the opponent's Pokemon, and that can tweak the math a little bit as well. So if you can get a Jolteon ping as well as the Flareon effect down, you do 100 damage with reactive poison, which is enough to KO a lot of stage 2 Pokemon and such as well. The attacks on the Jolteon are okay. Thunder Blast does require a discard, which is very expensive for this deck that doesn't have acceleration to handle, but it's still there. Second Bite is relatively okay, but it does require some setup, so it's not actually that good here. We also do have one of the Umbreon. This lets you gust the opponent up. We did just lose Team Rocket set, so we lost Power Hand Extension, so we only have Pokemon Reversal otherwise, and that card is just really awful to play. So this is the best that we have. Blackcry is also really good with the Flareon though. 20 damage and the opponent can't retreat or use Poké Powers on the active Pokemon, so you burn confuse them, stop them retreating. If they don't have a switch card, then they will immediately be in a very bad spot with that. This set was very inconsistent when it came to what draws supporters and such that we could use, so I do have a 1-1 Porygon line in here as well. The Porygon 2 does let you draw until you have 6 in hand, which is pretty good. And then the basic stuff here, I suppose. The Eevee Call for Family is really nice. That just gets yourself set up. The Gulpin with Amnesia is pretty interesting. Stops the opponent from using one of their attacks for just any one color's energy. And I should note the first attack on the Swalot here as well. This is the one thing that this deck has that Ariados does not. You can actually do 2 status conditions with the Swalot as well. So you choose either Burn or Poison and either Sleep or Confusion, and you inflict both of those statuses to the opponent. So you go, say, you could just Burn Confuse with this instead. Usually I would pick Poison and Confusion. Sleep sometimes if you need to try and stick them, and that's the only way you're going to do it, could be reasonable. But this does, again, let you get some extra conditions in, and then if they don't switch out of them, you have them for reactive Poison, so it's pretty good. One Jirachi rounds out the Pokemon stuff here. And of course the Magneton, because you can use it with Elm, and that lets you get energy for the Eevees and such here. As far as the trainers go, we do have the free Transceiver. This is all I have. Obviously, we don't have the 4th one. For Super Scoop Up, we did lose Surprise Time Machine, so this is the one way that we can try and get our EVs picked up again now. I never seem to draw this card. It's really frustrating, but whatever. 2 Windstorm, because I only have 2. This is used to get rid of the annoying stadium cards such as Battle Frontier or Crystal Beach, that sort of thing that will stop us from doing our actual, setup / powers or using our energy down here. We have 4 Holon Adventurer because it is literally the best draw supporter in the format. You could play Birch, I suppose, if you don't have that many supporter cards in general, but we do need a lot for our setup here, so this is just the best one that we have. Discard a card from your hand, draw 3 cards. That's all it does here. But it is searchable with Transceiver, so there is that. 2 Holon Farmer, you can use this to recover all of your pieces of your, Swalot puzzle, which is good. Also, if you have either discarded or had KO'd some of the evolution stuff, you can recover them with this too, so very good. 4 Holon Mentor, we really need to set up as much as possible here, so we are maximizing consistency with the free Transceiver 4 Mentor. Gets us into all of our basics pretty readily. We can discard the excess ones with other Holon supporters, so there's that. 1 Mary's Request because I only have the 1, otherwise I would play more of it instead of the Adventurer here, because the discard for Adventurer is sometimes kind of annoying. And for Elm's Training Method, we do need to be able to search for the evolutions, and the only way of doing that is discard, because you can't play Celios Network to search for EXs. Stadium cards, we only have the 2 at this point. They are Giant Stump. It's a little bit anti-synergistic with the Porygon, but you can discard excess evolutions here if they've taken a hit, or if you just need to get them in the discard so you can recycle them. So if you're not hitting your Super Scoop Ups, this is another way of getting around it. Also, it can stop the opponent from having their giant setup boards as well. 14 energy in this deck, 4 fire, 2 grass. The grass could probably be cut because Gulpin doesn't need a grass for its Amnesia attack, but there are times where it's not possible to get a rainbow on, or your scramble energy is not alive, and so you want to have access to reactive poison at all times, so 2 grass is fine. 2 lightning for the Jolteon, and then the special energy in here. We've got 1 scramble, 3 double rainbow at the moment. This was 4 double rainbow because that's 1 attachment to allow pick and choose to be used, but we decided that midweek we were going to put scramble energy in here in order to allow the Swalot to attack for 1 energy. We were testing this deck a bit in the middle of the week against Meta Knight, and it was good, but it was just a bit hard to nail the stuff down here. The reason there's only 4 of these, and there's like 2 multi-energy for all of the stuff up here, right? Let's use Umbreon for Darkness Fang as well, so you know there's that. But the reason we only have the 4 energy here is because these, the double rainbows and the scramble, can't work on your evolutions, which means that you don't have as many energy in this deck to attack with these guys as you would like. And so I wanted to make sure there was enough, and maybe it was like an awkward choice. It's mostly because this isn't a 1 energy attack, right? So you've got to kind of make some sort of concession for it, and this was as good as I could come up with. Ideally, I think we want the 2nd scramble energy in here, but it's just really hard to fit in while also still having enough energy that your normal stuff can attack with. Maybe we could take out the Magneton, but playing 4 Elm means that the Elm can search for an energy, which to me is a big enough benefit that we just go that way around. So yeah, that is the deck that we were playing. Hopefully there is still something to salvage from this. Again, apologies that we've had to do it this way around, but it is what it is, and hopefully next week will be better. Right, I know we've already played this one, but I do really want to show this off on the actual video stuff properly. You know, when it's not just being bullshitted out of things immediately, so
I'll try my best to give you a good one then.
Yeah, no, we'll just see. I mean, obviously this can go a few different ways, but I do have a basic. I'm just trying to decide what to do with it. I think we want to go this way around. Sure, there's no hand disruption, so we're fine on that. Alright, what would we like?
Let's go heads.
No, it's the usual sort of bit of you going, I guess I'm going first of it here. Yeah, alright, so to sort of go over the stuff with it, I mean, the Electrike that was flipped heads there, which of course flipped heads off of it, stops like all trainer cards from being played in the next turn, so there's just no way anything can set up right now. The Lunatone Solrock he had down prevented the potential Porygon from drawing cards to get out of the setup stuff, and Manectric does 40 damage and stops you playing any non-supporter trainer cards every turn. So yeah, Toxic is an understatement, and yeah, it's not remotely fun to play with or against. Apparently Matt has fun playing with stuff that way, but you know, yeah, it's pretty dumb. Anyway, we have a multi-energy here, so I can at least do the call for family stuff at the start here. It's just annoying because it's like I wasn't even that bad on the prize stuff for it. It's just like, yeah, there was never going to be any fun to have out of that one, so not really much point in continuing the thing. We will grab Porygon here. I'm just going to check the rest of the stuff. I can see 1 or 2 things already prized, which is not necessarily the worst, but also I didn't realize that Girafarig actually works whilst it's on the bench as well. So he literally had like the Girafarig stopping Jirachi, he had the Solrock Lunatone that would have stopped the potential Porygon 2, and the Electrike stopping the trainer card stuff. So it's just, yeah, you literally can't play the game. Go ahead.
Alright.
And of course, because he went first, and 3 dual balls in the first two turns with, you know, 4 heads in total. Yep.
I'd like to put down a stadium, please.
You can do that.
I can wait.
No, you're allowed to do it.
No, I have to wait for this bit.
You have to wait for the effect, yes, but you're allowed to play the stadium. I am not stopping you.
Let's see. The annoying thing is I'm either discarding an energy I want, or an energy that could be useful later, or something that would work for the cast form but would then be dead.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take the lightning.
Yeah. Azure's just like, I forgot my trap cards, and you're right! Oh dear.
Okay, that's not it. So grabbing.
I think the frustrating bit is like I knew that he was gonna do something stupid like that this week too, because this is the most vulnerable week for stuff that way, because we don't even have good draw supporters, right? So, you know, this is the week where, if ever, it's gonna be just like, yeah, you just can't play the game because I tell you can't.
I will now draw.
Because now you've got a Delta species Pokemon in play. Oh no!
Yeah, it's not in there, so...
I mean, that's fair. You've already seen prize-wise, so... Just gotta wait for that Island Hermit next set, right? And you can see where it is in the prizes. Maybe. Yep, so
that's the Delta Rainbow.
Yep, Delta Rainbow going.
And then we will Delta Draw.
Yep. So the Delta Draw, for those who have not seen the other stuff here, for each Delta species Pokemon you have in play, which is free at the moment, you draw a card as the attack for the turn, but there's no disruption at the moment to get around that, so it is still really good. We will go for the Elm here. I don't think I need to take another proper look through, because, I mean, yeah, we know the main card that is here, but it's probably still worth checking anyway to see what else there is, because, yeah, we do have the Porygon too, so, like, I have that. I just should probably see what else is actually here. It's like, what is sort of interesting is that the Gulpin does have amnesia to try and get out of the stuff that way. It's just like, there's not, you know, you've got to actually be able to get some draws to begin with, and that just wasn't going to happen with the way the setup was there. So, you know, there was no, because I went second, there was no establishing shot. So, right, let's attach, yeah, let's just put a light, I don't like putting lightning down because that's obviously for Jolteon, but whatever. Put the lightning down there. We'll use the backup on the Porygon 2 so we can draw up to 6 in hand, which is obviously pretty powerful. And we will go ahead and use the Eevee to call for family and probably grab another Eevee out here, because I don't think I need another Gulpin in this situation, right? Seems a little wasteful. Okay, go for it. I think I might actually need to turn the music up slightly as well. For some reason, it's quieter than I'd expect. So, let's go.
We will use a rare candy.
Yep.
Get our Metagross down.
Yeah, so this Metagross is also like super good here.
Attach a Delta Rainbow to it.
That's a little loud now, maybe? Yeah, possibly. I don't think there's really much of a middle ground.
We'll use Hoenn, Adventurer, discarding Farmer to draw 3.
Yep.
Put down another Beldum. And then we'll Delta Control.
Yep. So look at the top 4, put 1 card into the hand, and then the other 3 go to the bottom of the deck in any order you choose. Yeah, this is a Mario medley song. Family Jewels and like 70 odd other people contributing to this one. It's really, really good.
And then we will Delta Draw to draw 4.
Yeah, because you've now got 4 Delta Species mons in play. Alright, let's see what we can do. Oh, well that's interesting. I was considering doing something else for that, but... The somewhat annoying thing is that if I wanted to score a KO on this guy, I would have to actually do a lot here, right? Because I would have to, I'd have to actually put the status conditions down, because Double Rainbow puts me at 40 damage on the Swalot. So, it's kind of annoying, to be honest. I don't particularly want to go down that route. Seems a bit wasteful. But it also seems wasteful just like doing nothing, right? people being weird outside. Okay, let's go for the Elm. What the heck are they doing? Just a bunch of screaming for no reason. Kids being kids, I guess. We'll get Jolteon here, I think.
Yeah, I'll just...
Yeah, get the damage
owning a
ready,
bunch of these.
because we're going to put it on. So when you evolve into Jolteon, you put a damage counter on each of the opponent's Pokemon. So everything gets a spread. We will put a Grass Energy down on the Jolteon, so it
That
actually...
should be a KO.
20 plus 10 for each damage counter on you, so it's actually still short by 10, which is annoying. We will evolve to Swallow on the bench here, so I could use the download, or backup, sorry. I keep thinking download because that's the more recent sort of one, right? Backup, draw 2. Very, very laggy draw 2 there, but it's still fine. And yeah, second bite's going to do 30 because you've got 1 damage counter on you beforehand, so not the greatest, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, the problem is, how do I displace this thing cleanly?
Yeah, because Jolteon resists metal for whatever reason, so yeah, Dragonite goes down.
We'll get a Dragonite out.
See, this is it's a very interesting matchup, I think, on this one, because you have resistance against my main attacker on both of your guys, because both Metagross and Dragonite resist grass. But my EXs are a pretty big problem for you to deal with, because one hits you for weakness, the other one resists you. So yeah.
We'll move the electric from the discard over to that one.
Yep, via the Delta Charge on the new Dragonite here.
Yep.
Oh, the newly evolved one.
Delta Control.
Yep.
That probably makes sense to grab for now.
Yep.
Metang.
So get that involved.
I would need 5 energy right now to do this.
Yes, because you need to do 130 total damage to knock this thing out.
That's not happening this turn.
No. Because even with a manual attach, that's only going to be 3 at the moment, because you're going to have to discard the active one to retreat.
I still have my Holland runes, so
Correct.
I'll do that.
Yep.
Discard that. Transceiver.
Yep. So Transceiver gets the supporter card from either your deck or your discard pile, so long as that supporter has Hold On in its name. Apparently, if you search your deck, you have to take one from deck, however. So that is something Pika told me last time round, because I looked at the deck beforehand. It's like, no, I should get it from the discard. Apparently, you can't do that. If you go into the deck, you have to take it from the deck.
So we're gonna do that. Discard a lightning.
And get either a Metal Energy or a Pokemon with Delta on its card to the hand.
I feel like the smart move is going to be to manually evolve these things for now.
Yeah. Stops you relying too much on rare candy for the setup here.
No. Yeah, I can still get away with this.
Yep,
Thanks to
okay.
Delta.
So the other thing that the cast form can do is you can attach it as an energy card so long as you bounce an energy back to hand here. But when you do that, it's a double rainbow energy, so that's pretty helpful.
Very powerful tech.
Yes, for sure.
And then to wrap up the turn, we will do a Delta draw to draw 4.
Yep, which is so powerful in this format because we don't have hand disruption anymore. Like, I could have played Vaporeon and that's about it, but even then, it's not really good enough, to be honest. Okay. So Just trying to think how we want this turn to play out. So it does still take a lot of energy to get this thing away, which is good. Jolteon does have zero retreat, which is also quite nice. So I think I could do that. That would be a bit weird though. Would be a little. Would it make sense? So what happens then? If I get a KO and you manage to get like a return knockout, I'm gonna have to discard a lot of what's going to do that. Yeah, this is gonna look a bit weird, but I think it'll be okay. We're gonna use Elm again here. Once it loads up, we're going to grab bottom two cards of the deck. Fantastic. We're going to grab a Swalot here.
Okay, less bad than I was expecting.
Yeah, there may be some issues with what you're expecting. We're going to go there. We're going to double rainbow this guy. Okay, so the feeling is you will be able to, as long as you can get a Dragonite, which is not that difficult to get, just a Transceiver Researcher, you will be able to get a 130 KO next turn, which is not great for me. So we're gonna use the Porygon, and we're just drawing one this time because it's just topping up the rest of the hand. Oh, that's a fascinating one. Oh, what do I do with that? Damn it, I want to use that, but at the same time, I don't think I can. Okay, yeah, we're just going to do it this way. We're going to use Jolteon Zero Retreat, go into the Swalot, and I am just going to Poison Sleep to take the last 10 on this thing and take it out between turns. Yep. Because I'm expecting this is just going to immediately get revenge killed, but at the same time, I'm like, this is probably okay. Yeah, it's like you've got so much down, but there's no way I can disrupt that, so...
We'll pull on runes to draw, discarding a lightning energy.
Yep. It's like, you can probably see the logic, because you see the way this turn is playing out right now, and it's like, yeah, you would get that 130 damage output, no problem. So, in order to stop that, I need to be able to do something a little bit different here.
Anything else I want to do here is... I should probably still Delta Control twice.
Yeah, seems pretty good, right? You know, getting a free +1 every turn is quite strong, you know. And as for that Azure, yeah, I hate Fairybots with a passion as well, so... It is just such a stupid card. Yep, so that's the first one. So we've used the ruins, we've used one Delta Control, right?
Yep.
And we've used both Dragonites. Okay.
We've also manually attached.
Yes, that is true. No manual attachment. Well, did this Dragonite have any energy on before?
One attached and then two from the discard.
Yeah, okay, so that's just been all this turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So there's just like one Delta Control maybe, and that's the only other action here.
Thing is, I still need to discard 3 to KO this thing.
You do! It's surprisingly big. If it was the Ariados this deck was based on, you would only need to discard 2, which is the interesting bit here.
So we will do that.
Yep. And down he goes.
Now the problem here now is we have access to Scramble Energy.
No, because
we're even.
I took a prize, so yeah, we're even at the moment. I
bad.
do have one attachment already done, but... Okay. Yeah, it gets at least a little bit interesting with the stuff here. So what do we do? I mean, that might just be delaying things a little bit here, but it's probably okay. Alright, yeah, multi on Eevee. Let us go with Umbreon on one of the Dragonite here. So Umbreon, when you evolve into it, gusts the opponent up, so it forces them to switch to your choosing. So we'll be going there. Just gotta think of what else I want to do beforehand this turn. I think Mentor is probably the correct play here. And we will discard... I'm not really a fan of discarding like many of these, but I have Paragon in place, so I think I can discard Mary's Request here.
Just get the damage on it.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be happening.
And definitely getting one Eevee. Just don't know if I want to get more than that right now. Could get Jirachi, I suppose. Because it's like deck thinning really at this point, isn't it? Yeah, let's get the Jirachi. We'll deck thin at least a little bit here. So we'll bench it, use the Paragon to get back up to 6. Really, really helpful card overall. And yeah, we're going to use Blackcry. So this Dragonite can't use its ability, and it also can't retreat next turn. You know, I'm honestly kind of expecting Switch, but, you know,
And
gotta...
we will Delta Control.
Yep, I've got to make you use them, and this is probably the best way to do so.
We will take this into hand and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Really?
do that this turn, that's fine though.
It really is
Because-
crazy.
We will switch.
Yep.
And we will get...
Yeah, because now it's
Alright,
gone to the
energies out.
bench. Now it's gone to the bench, the effects of Blackcry no longer apply, so yeah, now you can do it.
We'll attach another lightning.
Uh-huh.
And then we will discard 4 lightning, and I believe that's the KO? 1 KO?
Yeah, 30 plus 80, so, yep.
It's 2 prizes.
Yeah, certainly is. And that's kind of the crazy bit with this, but we will see.
You can still be in a really strong position if all you need is a Flareon.
Yeah, the thing is, I think I still am. That's kind of the crazy bit with this, but it largely depends on what else I can like get out of hand here. What else I need to pitch? So we can do. Yeah, it's the only awkward bit here is just that like the energy's on the Jolteon rather than right, so it's just hard to get enough. But I think, yeah, we are still reasonable. You've got a lot of energy discarded already, which obviously is good for the Dragonite, but you've then got to like get that energy going again. Okay, so how much? Obviously 90 is a little bit impossible to hit. So I guess modifiers probably don't mean a lot here. We will get that down. I do have a Flareon, so we are going to be able to burn Confuse here, which is good. Just gotta think how the rest of this is playing out. Let's do Mentor. We will regrettably probably have to discard this, huh? Yeah, regrettably, I think we've got to discard the Magneton here. Didn't particularly want to, but I think it's the only real way here. We'll just grab out the Gulpin this turn, I think. So we will bench that. Oh, actually, I should. No, I'm being stupid here. There's one other thing I should grab off of that Mentor, and it is another Eevee, because I do have one left in deck here. Because I think I'm playing most of the rest of this out. We are going to Giant Stump here, so I'm gonna discard until we've got 3 bench left. You have to discard one of yours as well, which you did. Yep. And then I'm gonna Windstorm. I mean, this obviously goes to. I'm gonna Windstorm the Stump so that I can bench the Eevee down again, and we will use the backup to draw until 6. Refresh everything there. And yeah, now we have the reactive poison, which is during -40 because you've got a resistance. So it is currently doing exactly 50. So you're up at 60 damage. The burn flip now is also a thing. So if you flip tails, that's another 20. Which you don't. Okay. And then yeah.
Okay then. That does change my plans a little.
Yep.
So we will Transceiver. Searching our discard this time.
Yep.
Gonna grab our Farmer.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna pay for that with a Mentor.
Yep. Don't really need that too much now, I imagine.
Now let's grab 3 energy. 3 Pokemon of my choice. Well, up to 3 Pokemon of my choice.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be shocked if you didn't somehow have the Flygon by now. I mean, anything could happen if it's, like, prized that way. My Umbreon was in the prizes too, but thankfully it's the only one that I've taken, so... Probably wasted it, to be honest, but
we'll manually attach, and then we'll use our Dragonites. Oh, that's gone weird on.
Bit of a lag spike on your end.
And then we will Delta control on this Metagross on the bench.
Yep.
Making sure.
Because this
can't
one,
do it on the active one.
This one's affected by a special condition at the moment, so it's not able to do its thing. That's a bit different for people playing the modern stuff, where abilities don't get shut off by special conditions. Yep, get another
Put down a Dratini.
We're at exactly the same deck count right now because that farmer is kind of funny.
We will then use a switch.
Yep.
Get this one in. And that
Yep.
cures this one. So we can do it again.
Yep.
Make sure not to put those on the top. Not how that card works. And we'll put down our runes. Draw again. Starting a lightning. And we will discard 3 energy.
Yep, discard the cast form as well. Yep. And that's kind of the problem, is like, how do we keep up? I mean, we should always at least bring in the Zero Retreater first.
I think one of my Dragonites might be prized at this point. You know, Delta controlling every turn you'd expect to see it. But
I mean, I don't see how I keep up is the thing. I don't think there's any way that I can actually do anything from this.
Sorry if I'm not giving you a good game here.
No, it's not that. That's not really it. It's okay, so the metal reducing damage is a little bit awkward here. No, it's just I don't think I can keep up. I'm just trying to work out. I'm trying to work out if there is a way. Because there might be, I'm just not seeing it right now. Let's clean up the board whilst I'm thinking here.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, because we do have the Elm. No, I mean, I kind of expected this is... Like I said before, this was an unfavorable matchup, right? So this is probably how it should have gone the whole time. It's kind of funny, actually, how quote-unquote well it went before. There's still a shot, it's just like... I've really got to just work out what on earth am I doing to try and slow this down. So I think it probably starts by getting Flareon here. As much as I want to get Swallowed, I think Flareon has to be the play. I don't really see a way that we survive anything here if I don't. I mean, the problem is giving any turns here just kind of means that you have enough time to set up on the bench. So do I have to... Oh, because you've got a 10 damage reduction. I can't even Thunder Blast and hope for that. Okay, I think we do need to attach one to the Flareon. That has to happen here. I think we also need to Windstorm the Stadium away. And then, just in case I didn't shuffle this, we have now. We'll use the Porygon so I can draw 2 here. Oh, I wish I had drawn that beforehand. Can't do what I want. Oh my god, that's actually really annoying. Fuck. Yeah, I wish I had that before. Can't really... Don't think I'd have drawn it if I had done it the other way around though, so... Yeah. I think we have to just second bite for... It's just 20 that's getting inflicted here, right? Yeah. I think that's what we gotta do, and then flip for the... Okay, so it's up at 50. So there is that.
Get Dragonair done.
Uh-huh.
I think I can attach enough to retreat. That's going.
Yep. That was kind of the idea.
Unless.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah.
Let's YOLO it.
Well, at least there's one advantage to this. Alright.
Alright, we will Delta Control, see if we hit our luck.
I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of cards left in deck, so... Yep. Okay.
Thing is, I'm not going to be able to attack this turn.
That's the bit that I'm banking on.
But that's not necessarily the worst situation for me to be in. Well, I can attack this turn, it's just whether it does damage or not.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing indeed.
I do think getting the status off this is going to be important though, so we are going to use Flygon to attach a Delta Rainbow Energy.
Yep.
And then we will use Holland's Cast Form.
Yep.
Bounce back the metal.
Sure. Yep.
And then we can pay for retreat. I'm going to go into Flygon.
Okay.
And we'll use our Dragonites. Get lightning out of the discards here. Spread them out just to be safe. There's ways for you to get that Umbreon back. So best just spread it out. And then we will pass for now.
Okay. So. Oh boy. Okay. So that Flygon does a thing as well. Still need to be able to discard 5. We've got to pay 2 to retreat, so that's not too likely this turn. The annoying thing is the
Resistance.
The resistance is a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's not like the end of the world here. The more annoying thing really is just the the board setup is not where I need it to be. Oh boy. Okay. Ugh, wow. I'm gonna sort the discard real quick because I need to look through the stuff here. Okay. So we haven't used any of those yet, which is the one good thing about this. Okay, let's go for the transceiver. We will get the... probably just get the farmer out of the discard here. Or, well, it would do, but it's like, apparently what farmer? Did I not discard one at the start? Whatever. Okay.
I don't think so.
Apparently not.
I know I did.
Yeah, that's maybe where we're thinking then. Yeah, okay. Yeah, both it's index, so... Okay, so we'll do that. We will discard an energy because I can get that back with it as well here. It's probably the best bet. So we need that. The lightning has to come back, and then we need, I think, the EVs and probably the Umbreon. I don't really know if Umbreon's going to make enough of a difference here, but I think we need to at least try. Okay. Manual attached to the Flareon. I will use the Porygon to go to 6 in hand. And we've got to try it. We'll go for Super Scooper. Nope. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll retreat in and we'll flame screen here. So we'll do 30 and take 20 less next turn. So functionally, I've still got the same amount of HP as a Jolteon would, but.
Put down brains.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Flame screen, right?
Yep.
Swift will ignore that.
Swift does ignore that, yeah, but how are you getting the energy on an active Flygon right now?
I'm not doing it this way. This is not going like.
So the Dragonites getting themselves going.
And we will Delta Supply.
Mm-hmm.
Owen's cast form. Do you
Yep.
have enough? Do not right now, that's fine. No, we will use the whole on runes to draw. Get that done. And right now we will pass.
And there's nothing I can do. Yeah, no, there's technically is, but like, no, because I failed the super scoop up flip. There's nothing I can do. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Like, I could play the game, but there's nothing I can do to stop you taking a knockout next turn, because you have your entire setup, and there's no disruption in this format. That's the thing. Like, if I could have admined at any point in this game, I probably would have been alright, but it's not a card that exists, so this is how the matchup should have gone. I shouldn't have been like 3-0 in the thing beforehand with this, because it's just, yeah, this deck is just too powerful to go against with this sort of setup when you resist my
It did really
thing.
well in the midweek, though.
Yeah, it really did. But yeah, it's like you resist it entirely, so it's an unwinnable matchup, to be honest. I should never have won this one beforehand.
Grass deck.
Oh, it's not even necessarily that.
The EXs, the EVEXs are an actual problem.
But they're really not. When you actually look at it properly, they really aren't.
Well, if you keep getting the status, it's miserable.
It might be a matchup that the Sword deck has to play Crystal Shard for.
I mean, Crystal Shard doesn't even do anything. Like, yeah, get through resistance maybe, but like that's not even enough.
You just need to give a Dragonite, don't you?
Or like
Dragonite's weak to colorless.
Right, but it's just, it's not good, is the thing. Like, you can't do that. You have to Battle Frontier. That's the only way to stop this deck, is to Battle
I actually
Frontier.
brought this first round versus Pepper. This is an older build of this. But if you have any questions, please go ahead.